I'm very grateful that we are able to come together. There's strength at times like this when we are together because we get ideas from each other. We feel safe from each other. We care what each other think, and we get to show up for one another. So I'm grateful that we have this time. You know, oftentimes when we come together and we don't know what's going to happen, we think, oh, I don't feel like this. I don't want to do this. It could be, I don't even know what this is. And then when you come and we're here supporting each other, sharing information, sharing our feelings, and giving each other strength on where we can go, who we can talk to, how we can look at this. And I think we always come away inspired. So I'm very grateful to be here today. I'm very grateful you allowed your energy to get us here, Dr. Sherry. And I have new things that I can do as well to talk about it, but more than anything, to point out what's going on and to not be politically correct anymore, because, you know, that just didn't help me sometimes in so many ways, and to be able to stand in my truth. And I'm very grateful to stand in my truth today, kind of piggybacking on some of the energy. Say what I mean what I say, but I don't have to say it mean. You know, say what I mean what I say, but I don't have to say it mean. You know, just because I feel like outcrying and because I feel like hitting somebody in the face, I don't have to do that. I get to speak up today in my strength, in my power, and in love.
I don't know how people get through what we've been through with the coronavirus and with the social unrest and everything without having not only a relationship with God, but I mean that God energy flowing through your veins. It gives you everything you need to get not only through this, but to emerge as your best self. And that's what we need right now. We need all hands on deck. We need all the light that God energy gives you to light the way in a dark place. You need that light, that divinity within you. So there are ways that you can tap into meditation, tap into affirmations. You have to find your own path. But what I'm saying is that now, this time is when we need to be who we were meant to be, which is expressing that God energy on this planet at this time.
Yes, you know, I was thrilled to be working at Martin Luther King earlier this week because actually the 1965 Watts uprisings led to the creation of that campus, the university, the high school, the medical campus, and the psychiatric urgent care that's there as well. And so the legacy of some of the violence and structural issues that has been done to our communities can actually be transformed into something quite amazing, beautiful, and sustaining to our community. So I have optimism that the strength and resilience within our community will actually lead to some long-standing structural changes and in our lifetime. I do really believe that that is possible because it, you know, my father-in-law grew up in the segregated South, was here in LA for Watts, was here in LA for the Rodney King uprisings, and now here again. And there's a lot to be said for how strong our communities are through, to be honest, survival embedded in our DNA.
It took me a long time to grow up, as it does for most people. It takes a long time to grow up. And one of the things I grew to understand how important it is to have a voice. And so what I learned is my greatest asset is my voice. My worst asset is my voice. Because in having the courage to speak up and speak out, I am going to offend somebody. I am going to say something that is not correct. I am going to have to apologize. But I am willing to do all of that rather than have my voice silenced. And Therapy is to empower people to learn to use their voice. You don't have to say it mean, as someone just said, but you have to speak up. Hope and empathy are the greatest tools that I think therapists use. Sometimes clients come into the room and they don't have any hope, and I'm willing to hold that for them. They may not have any answer, but we start a conversation. Answers are in the conversations, because in the conversations, new ideas start to come up and change takes place. And it's a wonderful experience. And I feel honored that people feel safe enough with me to let me take that journey with them. And if you are needing some help, reach out to somebody. You don't have to do this by yourself. There are too many people, all kinds of people that can help you, but you have to say, I need some help.
You know, my lasting thought to you and to everyone listening right now is that, once again, to restate, there is power to change, that God has given us the ability and information in His Word of how we can live our healthiest lives. So this is not for just for nothing. It's not just for a standpoint. Many people are asking, how can I be healed? How can I prevent myself from having COVID? How can I recover from this heart attack? How can I recover from having heart failure, whatever it may be? But now that perhaps you recover, now what? Now what? The reason for achieving health is to be a purpose. The reason for achieving health is to be of purpose towards God's will. That's ultimately what we're destined to do. And so what this is about you performing at your utmost, right? So when we look at athletes, you look at the Tom Brady's, you look at the actors and actresses and singers who adopt their body, treat their body as if it's a temple. Like the Bible tells us, treat it like a temple. And they make sure they're regimented in terms of their food that they eat, the rest, the water intake, so they can perform at their utmost. We need to do the same thing with our body. We can't take care of our cars better than we take care of our bodies. We can't take care of our purses better than we take care of our body. We can't take care of our shoes better than we take care of our bodies, and be surprised and saddened down the road when things happen poorly for us. So I want you to be encouraged. Be encouraged. Don't look at it as a mountain. Look at it as one singular step. It doesn't matter if that step is just you work on breathing. It doesn't matter if that step is you choose to walk and park further away. It doesn't matter if that step is that you're going to choose to eat some berries or eat a salad before your meal. Take one step. Let God help you and assist you along the pathway to recovery and being the best version of yourself. Thank you all so much, and wish you all the best. Follow me on Healthy Heart Doc on Instagram. Check in at slavefood.org and get more information if you're desiring that.
I'd like to say in concluding my portion for today is that it's so important for us to look out for each other. When we look out for other people, it just turns around, our situation gets better. And the more we look out for our friends and our family, we pick up hints of how we can better take care of ourselves. And so when we look out, when we expand our vision and we see how other people are handling this time of pandemic, and see other people going about their daily tasks and interacting, still maintaining social distancing, that is, they're living their lives. So I want you to live your life to the utmost. And my mind goes back to the book of Job in the last chapter, or the last portion of that particular book. It says that God turned the captivity of Job when he prayed for his friends. That is, when he looked out for those others, God looked out for him, and his situation changed because his focus was not inward, his focus was outward. And we need to do that more. And I believe that as we continue to look out for the people that really matter to us, it becomes more healthy emotionally for us. That's why it's so important for our love to just go out. And so love yourselves, but love one another. That's so important for good, healthy living, for a good outlook, to relieve a stress in others is to look out for them, and in turn, our stress level goes down. Our depression, it's non-existent when we realize we have a purpose to fulfill. And it usually has to be the fact that we are the answer to somebody's prayer.
It's been very beautiful, except to say that the promises of God are real and they are for us. All things are truly possible. And with the wisdom and knowledge that we've received today, the healing intention that was set at the beginning of this time is being realized in us. And I'm grateful for that. Thank you.
So important that we get this information out there, and just like I can be inspired even in the midst of being a part of it to go even a little better today, you never know who's going to be touched by hearing this information.
Thank you. All of the participants were outstanding, and I agree with you, Dr. Sherry. We need to take this to the masses. Let us pray. Oh God, please guide me among those whom you've guided, and protect me amongst those whom you've protected, and befriend me amongst those whom you've befriended. But when you order, no order is given against your order. Surely he who you befriend is not disgraced. Blessed art thou and highly glorified. We ask forgiveness from you, and we ask that you venerate all of your prophets who brought messages to humanity. Amen.